welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to talk about one of Hampton's wonderful weekend events. And my guests are Kraig and Lisa Adkins from the Hampton Cup Regatta. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
Yep, absolutely.
This is so exciting. And you guys are sticking with the month of September. You're out of, well, it can be pretty darn hot in September, but you're out of August. There's less conflicts, less going on that weekend. You're the game in town, right?
That's what we're hoping for. Yep, it's our 94th consecutive year, and we are very much looking forward to this year's event.
Wonderful. Tell us the date now before I forget.
September 21st and 22nd, and it'll be on Saturday and Sunday. We have our kickoff party Friday night out at Ouzelfinch, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. The Friday night party we started a couple years ago with Russ out there at Ouzelfinch. That just seems like a good combination. We're right beside the pits. We're bringing a lot of the boats over for display. The public seems to really dig going over and talking to the drivers and owners. They pull the cowlings off. They pull the canopies open. They can climb in. They can put a helmet on.
That's so cool.
We got live music. Running with Scissors is the band we have this year. They got a good following locally. They play with Josh's Buddy's Hideaway, that kind of thing. So anytime I mention the band, they light up. So we're hoping for a good crowd coming out there, because that's really the goal of that party, is to introduce people who haven't seen the event before. They can get up close, they can see it, and then come back over the weekend and see them run. Because if you can get somebody to come and lay a hand on the boat, as I like to say, they're going to come back. They're hooked. They're hooked. Once you get them to come once, they're hooked. But that will start at 6:30. Music will start at 6:30, and we'll go into the evening, and then come back Saturday morning around 10 o'clock when the bridge opens to the public, and just grab your spot, grab a cold one, and get ready for a good day of racing.
That's great. Now, is that like a fundraiser for you guys, or is it really just?
No, it's really, really focused on the drivers and the teams that come in just as a, hey, it's sort of like a family reunion. When they come back in that Friday night, it's like we're seeing people.
Gets to see everybody.
We're seeing people that we haven't seen, some of them in a year, some of them longer than that. So it's really, really neat to be able to see everybody, and just while everybody's still happy, because nothing bad has happened on the race course yet. There's no loss, there's no competition that's been lost. So everybody's in a great mood.
No tempers are flared, no egos are bruised, no boats are cracked up yet. Hopefully nothing ever happens.
Right.
And that's one thing, whenever I talk to folks about the event, they're like, oh, yeah, come on, you have any wrecks or flips or whatever? I was like, I shut them. I try to shut them down, and not in a mean way, but it's like, these are our friends and family out here running these speed machines. And when we see something happen, that's just not an arbitrary person or a driver. Those are people we know. I mean, this really has become a family event for us in more than one manner. And when we see that, it hurts. I mean. And I do want to always give kudos to our rescue team. Region 4 Rescue is the best in the country. And I have fortunately seen them in action a couple times, not here, but if something happens, they get those drivers out of the water, like that.
Well, those boats are moving how fast?
It depends on the size of the boats. The smaller ones probably top speed around 70, but if you get up to the Grand Prix, they can be well over 100 on the straightaways. So
top speed I think was 171.
Falling out of a boat, not a big deal. Falling out of a boat at 100 miles an hour, big deal.
It's like hitting concrete.
Yeah, water gets real hard at that point in time.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't really thought of that. So what hours are you racing this year? I know it varies a little bit depending on your tides.
It does, and roughly like 11 to 4:30 or 5 o'clock. That's our best guess. Sometimes, depending on the tide schedule, we try to get started a little bit earlier. If we have a late tide, we'll run a little bit later. We can run until dark. We don't have any time constraints. We don't have any time constraints that way. It's basically just as long as we've got the water, if there's racing that needs to occur to satisfy certain conditions, then we'll do it. So rain does not knock us out. So just in case anybody's wondering about that.
That's right.
Because we don't
lightning might be a problem.
Lightning is a problem. Lightning is a problem, but with rain, since we don't have to dry the course off, then
actually, I like to say it's resurfacing the course.
Exactly.
That's right.
Then that we can really go right back to it. As soon as that weather clears up, we can keep going.
But tides are a little later this year, so we hope to get running between 11 and noon.
Okay.
But come out and get your spot, like I said, because sometimes people come and drop their stuff off on Friday, and they'll anchor it to the guardrail and stuff, because some of these folks, this has become a tradition for them.
And it's hard to find a parking spot, I learned last year.
Primary parking is on the streets. We do have, in Phoebus, we do have a grass lot over there on North Curry Street. I want to encourage people to come use that because we do have one local swim teams who uses it as a donation to help raise funds for the swim team.
Oh, that's nice.
But there's also parking on Fort Monroe. And I do want to stress this for anybody who wants to park on Fort Monroe, please observe the signs and respect that you are parking in someone's neighborhood at that point as well. We worked really well with Glenn over there, and that's one thing he recognizes, that we make the effort to say, hey guys, when you come over here, you're welcome to, but please respect where you're parking and respect the area that you're in as well. And speaking of that, our pits are open. So anybody who wants to come down and come check out the boats during race weekend and come talk to a few folks while race is going on, you're welcome to do that. Just please remember, no alcohol, no open flame or cigarette or vaping. And closed-toe shoes, please.
Okay, and the pit area is where?
Right adjacent to Ouzel Finch, between Ouzel Finch and the community center, that large lot that runs out, and it's going north from Ouzel Finch.
And the best viewing area is?
The bridge.
The bridge.
Always the bridge.
And let's say it's the Mercury Bridge.
Yes.
Mercury Boulevard Bridge,
Right.
which probably has a name. I do know the name of that one. That's the one that was recently named for Fort Monroe and the 3 original contrabands, right? And the other one's the Muggler Bridge.
I do not recall right now.
So
It's the East Mercury Boulevard Bridge.
Yeah,
That's what we call
that's
it.
how most people
Yeah.
know it. But it's kind of got that thing going on here in the 16-19 year where we're commemorating the first Africans, and then the freedom part too, because Hampton has that bookend, which really helps. So you have a few new things this year.
Yeah, we're actually with one of our sponsors is Imprice, and they're actually burning out the Bud Light Build-A-Bar. Anybody who's seen that will know what I'm talking about. It's really cool. It comes out on a tractor-trailer rig. It's got a canopy. We'll actually have 4 TV screens. And I'm trying to satisfy the sports fan on all sides. It is getting ready to get football season. So on Saturday, we'll be running a couple of college games because it does have 4 screens on it. And then on Sunday, we'll run at least one of the NFL games during the event. So while there's not racing going on during the course,
That's right. You can look
you can turn around and come
away.
over to the Bud Light Build-A-Bar and check out whatever we got playing there.
That's kind of fun because I know people who don't leave the house on Saturday.
You give them a good option.
My people are
Right.
mostly on Saturday during that season, so
Right.
this way they can keep up.
Yeah, and we are partnering this year with the Economic Office with Chuck and those folks. And we'll have some of the small local businesses trying to promote what they've got going on. Because when I was talking to one of Erica from the office, they want to promote everybody. Hey, you don't have to get to a national outfit to come. Doing different services, and we'll be doing a little area there for those folks. I mean, because City does a lot for us, and we want to give back when we can. But as always, we'll have the food trucks out. We have the kids area down there. So don't feel like you can't bring the kids because we'll have an area to keep them entertained. And
Show.
And the car show.
Car show's
Car
coming
show is
back.
back again this year. We're partnering with Sinclair Communications, and they help promote it as well as the other car shows they have going on. So we try to be a good community partner and bring it all together.
So there's really a lot to see and do that weekend. You could come both days and stay busy the whole time.
Absolutely.
Right.
And like I mentioned, the band on Friday night. On Saturday, we'll have PC&J playing from 1 to 4 in between race heats. And then on Sunday, we'll have Zen Mojo playing again. And those guys love coming back. And we have a good response to that because it could be maybe a 15, 20-minute break between heats. And the music brings a whole nother atmosphere to it. I like going to festivals, so it brings a festival atmosphere.
Right.
It does, and I noticed that last year, which I finally managed to watch the race other than just driving through Fort Monroe. And, it's real cool, and we could hear you guys. I was at somebody's house, but we could hear you guys, and then there would be, these long gaps. And it is kind of a have fun, talk to people, enjoy yourself environment.
Right.
Absolutely. And we love seeing the people come back year after year. We've seen folks come up with little kids get bigger, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're bringing their own. And I've been involved with events since 2000. Lisa's been a little bit longer. I always pick at her.
You don't have to say your age, but
does.
how old were you on your first one?
5 months.
That's what I thought. So it's been
Don't remember that one.
a lifelong
Right.
tradition for you.
It really has. It really has. In fact, for the longest time as a kid growing up, I didn't know that boat racing took place anywhere else because every year my family and friends, we would go to the boat races, which were in Hampton. And so it's been a very long tradition in my family.
So your family didn't race anywhere else?
No, he did. My dad did. My dad did, and he raced all over the United States for about a 20-year time span there. So he actually stopped racing around 1977, and then there's a couple years where he and I got to watch, and then Mom was just like, no. She didn't want me to be a part of it, but that's okay. Yeah. I am now.
That's right. A part of it in a different way.
In a different way, yeah.
So anything else you want to add besides people, you need to come out, right?
Absolutely. We love seeing everybody come out. And we could not put this on an event without the City of Hampton. They're a big sponsor. And we've got a whole multitude of other sponsors. And I'm going to refrain from mentioning anyone in particular because I know I'll leave somebody out and I don't want to. Yeah. But please go to our website, which is HamptonCupRegatta.com, and go to our sponsor page and check out those folks. And also, on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, we're acknowledging their support. A lot of these folks they're coming back year after year. We have some new sponsors this year, so that's great. We always like seeing that grow. But we've already got our eye on the 100th anniversary, which is not that far away. This is our 94th run-in, but our 100th anniversary is not that far away.
Super cool.
I've talked to a few folks on City Council. It's like, we need to start talking about a big event for a 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
Maybe some national acts, and maybe some fireworks. I got a lot of ideas, just not a lot of money. So we need to start promoting that
Figure this
now.
out.
We will take donations all the time.
And for people who are like, well, why does the city support this? Why does any of our tax money, or maybe it's not our tax money, it might be the tourism money that comes in from the hotel tax, but because you all bring people to town. You fill the hotels, we get the revenue back, and tax on the sales of food and beverages that weekend.
And it does showcase the city at a regional and a national level. I mean, because we have folks literally coming from across the country into Canada. There's one fellow from New Zealand that maybe he'll be back this year. Hopefully he will. We'd love to see them come back. But that's the thing. I mean, Lisa and I both were born in Hampton, and it just makes my heart warm whenever people come in and see that and they talk about those things. Because we mentioned the kickoff party. That's one of the things that why the racers keep coming back, because we make them feel at home. And again, I get choked up when I talk about it, because you're talking about my home, and if I've made you feel so welcome that you want to come back because of that, I've done something right. We've done something right as a committee, as an event, to keep people coming back. Because when they leave, they go out and they talk to other people, and they want to bring more friends back, and that's what we always want to see.
It is, it's a great race. It's a great community. It's a great time. Hampton in September is a lot nicer than, let's say, Canada in September. You're going to come here, it still could be beach weather.
Yeah, I think it's like snowing in Canada in September.
They're happy to come here.
Exactly.
But one other key component to an event, any event of this size, is our volunteers. Not just our committee, but the day volunteers, the weekend volunteers, and we're so appreciative of those folks that come out. Because some of them will come out, they can only sign up for a 4-hour shift.
Well, that's because they want to enjoy the other 4 hours.
Well, no, what I'm leading into is they sign up for a 4-hour shift, and they're kind of like, okay, no, I want to stay. Or they come back the next day and they stay all weekend. And that's how I got started. I signed up for a half a day shift. And then, boom, here we are.
Now you're helping organize it.
But those folks who come out and volunteer, when you're out there at the event, you see them wearing that white shirt with event staff on the back. Thank them. I mean, because without them, we could not do this event.
Oh, for sure.
And if anybody's watching this, they're interested in signing up, please go to the website. There's a button right there you punch, and they'll bring you up all the different duties we need. And come on, enjoy the fun.
Okay. And it is great to volunteer. It's great to just come. Maybe you come the first time, and then you sign up as a volunteer. So just to recap, Kraig, date, time, place.
Kickoff party, September 20th, Friday night, 6:30 at Ouzelfinch. Then racing starts approximately between 11 and 12 on Saturday the 21st and on Sunday the 22nd. But I'd recommend getting there and get your spot a little earlier than that. And then just sit back and enjoy the race.
Sounds great. Can't wait. Thank you both so much.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching. I hope you will come and attend the Hampton Cup Regatta, at least for a short amount of time, and then you'll get hooked and you'll want to come back. Thanks for watching.